Welcome to Bacon's Bits, FGI edition, 2021. It's been 16 years since this tournament started, and still only 4 guys are competing for the championship. The FGI has literally turned into the NBA. You got 4 teams that can win it, 4 players that can win it. I mean, well, really 3, because we know Alex won't win it, but he's competitive enough to at least get to the finals. I'm just going to start off with the field of cannon fodder, which is the 8 guys at the bottom, which I mean, we're going to start from bottom to top, but I mean, you can put them in any order and you pretty much be pretty accurate. We're going to start off with Nick. I mean, how do you lose 6-3 and 5 overtimes to Cyrus? Like, let's be serious here, guys. 6-3, 5 overtimes against Cyrus. He literally tried to lose the game and you couldn't even beat him. Big Joe, consistent if nothing else, easily the worst performer every year he plays. Cyrus, last year, 3 games, 6 points. And he literally did everything he could to try to lose that other game. He might only had two games for 3 points. He's terrible. For gone are the years of when he was competitive and could beat good players, like when he tried to retire Campbell and then got beat 82-0. But it is what it is. Then there's Bill, the record holder, still most losses in tournament history. Matt showed some glimpses last year. Definitely had some promise. Won a couple games, but I still don't see him being able to crack into that top 4 spot. Ron, talk about a name from the past. Last time he showed up, Joey wildcatted his ass right into retirement. I mean, that was pretty embarrassing. Richie, you'd think all the time he spends with Justin, he'd have a glitch or two so he could, make some plays and maybe get more than a win. And then Paulie, I'll give him a little bit of credit. He's been competitive, but every time at the Big Four, it's just he bows out. So I mean, he's been better, but not great by any stretch. Those are your bottom 8. I mean, you could mix them up, mix and match. It don't matter. But I mean, Richie's probably got the best chance of making it to the second round with a bye. But even then, he could still fumble that and screw it up. So we'll see how that works. All right, we're going to get into the top 4 right now. We're going to start with number 4, easily Alex. He's been known as the bridesmaid, the maid of honor of the FGI. But let's be honest, my man hasn't even shown up to the ceremony for the last couple of years. He gets into a big game, faces one of these other Big Four competitors, folds like a cheap suit, cracks like an egg under pressure. I mean, you could say whatever you want, but let's be honest. He's not very good in a big game. That's why he never wins a championship. I don't see this year being any different. My man will be there online, in his hazmat suit, geared up for COVID. But I don't see him getting anywhere. Maybe top 3. Maybe he wins a game. Maybe he gets lucky. Maybe one of the other Big Four gets eliminated early. But I don't even see him being in the top 3. He's competitive. He plays well against the scrubs. He'll beat any of those bottom 8 people with his eyes closed. But when it gets to real matchups and real games, he's not very good. We'll look at number 3. I'm gonna give it to Camby. He was number 3 last year. He calls himself the King of Kings of the FGI. More like the Burger King of the FGI. The only time he seems to be able to win the tournament is when there's not really any competition. I mean, he had the one year where he beat Justin, but other than that, Tony's kicked his ass. Cyrus retired him. He can hold up that 4 all he wants, but we all know it has nothing to do with championships. It has to do with how much pizza he's going to eat. So, I mean, it's just the way it is. He's good when there's not a lot of real competition. He likes to talk shit, but I mean, let's see how he does this year. He's got, 3 other very competitive people. He's got a bye right into the second round. So we'll see how he does. But, I don't think that 4 is going to become a 5. Number 2, good friend of mine, known him for many years, Tom Benny. Crybaby Benny, as he's affectionately known. The only thing impressive about his skills is his ability to, wine more than a California vineyard. He definitely complains a lot. He was very competitive last year, but instead of complaining, he should have just executed and hit, triangle instead of X, and he would have potentially had a win over Justin or even two. Instead, he's throwing, across his body interceptions late in the game. So maybe, Tom, who's been known to not really feel pressure, was feeling some pressure last year because he definitely made some easy mistakes that he should have avoided. I think this year might be his year to come back. I think he'll definitely be competitive one way or the other, but he definitely does pretty well after coming off a loss. I'm pretty sure last time he won, he finished second the year before. So we'll see how he does. Hopefully he doesn't, complain too much if he doesn't win. Last up, Justin, the Google glitch, the glitcher, master of the money play. If he spent as much time actually practicing the real game as he does trolling, the message boards to figure out which plays are can't misses, I mean, he'd probably be very, very good anyway. But he spends more time on the computer looking up that than Cyrus does looking at Pornhub. I mean, he's just not very good when he takes away those money plays. I mean, Philip Dorsett, 6 catches, 600 yards in the championship. He has like one other catch the whole rest of the game, running the same play over and over, putting that, 9,000 speed guy in the slot. It's kind of cheesy. It's kind of a dick move. But, I mean, he wins. So, I mean, I guess to him that's all good. But to me, I'd want to win it the real way. So those are your top 4. I mean, that's kind of a terrible top 4 as it is. I mean, it's kind of sad, pathetic. Maybe we'll see someone break in there. Maybe we'll see someone, eliminate one of these big dogs, but I don't see it. It's like the Rumble. You kind of know who the last 4 are going to be and just root for one of them and hope they win. That's all you can really do. 16 years of FGI, though. Second annual Sami Abu-Jada championship. Kind of excited for that. But hopefully we'll have a nice, successful tournament. Everything will go well. And Bill will win more than one game, so he's not bored out of his fucking head. That's all I got here. You guys are all homos.